Hi, I'm Lucy Edwards with Best Agent Today, and here we are at Inman NYC 2026, and I am here with my very good old friend Brian DeWitt. Brian with Prism Digital. So excited to see
Good to be
you.
with you, Lucy. Thank you.
Yeah,
Exciting conference, right?
great conference, great speakers, great presenters, panels, very interesting. Would love to just a few words about yourself and your business.
Sure. Well, Prism Digital Communications, we're an integrated direct marketing services company focused on real estate clients. We help real estate agents build their brand, connect with clients to get listings, promote their sales, and generally just build their branding. And we focus primarily on integrated direct mail.
Well, branding is our focus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So at Best Agent Today, we are so proud that we were able to build a really awesome platform, digital marketing. We do it for you. So that's why I think it's so important for us to work together because we complement each other. We're not competitors, vice versa.
Correct.
We really build everything possible, the great brand for agents and for them to be visible. So let's talk about that. What's your view for agents to be visible and to be in front of their clients day and night?
Sure. Well, I'm obviously partial with direct mail. If direct mail has benefit, yes, there's cost up front for direct mail. But what we know from market research and results is that it's a physical piece people handle. We know that the time of engagement with a printed piece is longer than a digital display, right? But as I'm building my brand and I'm omnichannel, we want to have people, direct people from a direct mail piece to the social media, to the web page, to the branding page to build that familiarity with the brand. And let's face it, there's a lot of options for people out there hiring a real estate agent. So we have to help storytelling and make it repetitive so that we become top of mind. And the other thing that I think it's important for agents to realize is that look at the percentage of deeds in your market that change hands in a year, right? So there could be a zip code that has 15,000 residences there, but of the 15,000, how many people are actually selling? I think the national average right now is about 2.7%. So we have to think about that and setting our own personal expectations in our marketing and what we should expect back from that.
I agree with you. And I think it's also important to be consistent.
Correct.
If you are doing one mailer a year, it brings you maybe one result, two results. But the consistency is what really is so important. Like with our software, with our platform, it is important that agents are constantly being visible for their clients, but they have to be persistent and they have to continuously do that. That is very important.
Right. And what I'm really excited about in our partnership opportunity is the fact that our QR codes on our mailings are unique to every address we mail to. So when that address receives the mailing and they respond, we're directing them to a URL that the agent's providing their mailing campaign setup, which could be your branded page, agent branded page, but it's extending that engagement. A postcard is limited in what it can say, but it's not limited in the engagement that it can create. And that's the beauty of what we're talking about and creating here.
And I like in your postcards with QR code, you can incorporate the video and then it becomes very personal. So
Correct.
the agent is personal there, talking about themselves or talking about what they can do, and they can brag a little or they can talk about a certain listing.
Absolutely, because a lot of agents today for call to actions on just sold cards, for example, they're sending people to a valuation page. Awfully, it's an algorithm, software algorithm that even if it's a Zestimate, for example, they're not necessarily very accurate, and that doesn't necessarily put that agent in a good space. If I'm giving someone access to an estimate, that's not really the true value of their home. I'd rather have a video talk about what I did to sell the home and why they should bring me in so I could give them a fair assessment and a better price valuation and the action items I can do for them to sell their home effectively.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And what I like about your postcards that the agent is able to also incorporate their links to Facebook and
Absolutely,
and
any URL doesn't matter.
yeah, it's very important. Let's switch gears a little and talk about social media. With social media, and it is again, videos are important. Updated profile is important. You are visual. You have to make sure that everything you are offering is up to date. What is your take? And we were just talking right before the interview. We were talking about it, and you had great points.
Sure. So one of the things that's important is that social media on its own, right? Organic social media is hard because only 10% of your following is going to see a post organically until people start clicking on it, right? The other side of it is that I need to be on that channel because there are people that are using it. And the importance of being omni-channel is critical. Then from an agent perspective, of what are the easy tools I can use to get my presence out there? I think a lot of people freeze, the paralysis by analysis type concept. So I think tools that are available are readily available, and it's just having the confidence to do it. But I do think video is so critical today. Even just telling a story about a sold property that as a listing agent that I did, or if I represented the buyer, a quick video about what I did for the buyer to make my bid offer successful and help them along the way. Because there's a lot that goes on before the sign ever goes in the ground for listing agents and the things that they do. And that's where people have to be reassured that there's help out there. And there's a lot of people promoting, awards and stuff like that. But if you can let people know what you really do before the sign goes in the ground or the listing goes on market, I think that's going to win a lot of people over. That's where video and social media can help tell that story.
Yeah, and being proactive in a way,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
And what we also do at Best Agent today, we make sure, like if you were to post something on your Facebook, who's going to say it? Other agents, your friends, your relatives who already bought and sold and probably don't really need your help right now. However, the way we utilize social media with Facebook and Instagram, we spread the word in 3 towns over, in 5 towns over, next state, and you are constantly visual. So that is very important to have different programs, and that's what your company and our company are offering. And I think once we combine forces, we will be unstoppable, right?
Absolutely. And again, I think people have to understand is, things have changed in the digital channel with social media. Politics is threatened people. It's become intrusive in many ways. So more people are not looking at it as frequently as they once did, or are very selective. So I think building credibility as a brand and directing someone to your Instagram page or your Facebook page or your YouTube channel, and they see value in that information that you're providing, they're going to be more likely to follow you and come back and look for your postings and things like that.
Exactly. And besides being visual online and in postcards and print material, I think it is important to come to events like Inman or any other events, like you were talking today about some events that are done in the neighborhood, and how not just realtors, but real estate professionals or someone who is involved in the industry, like painters and carpets and roofs and inspections, and you have that pool together. I think it's so helpful. Let's talk about that.
No question. Because again, I go back to what agents do before the sign goes in the ground. And generally, agents are helping their clients declutter. We always say neutralize to sell, colorize when you buy, right? So just being able to go in, identify rooms that need work. The agents wind up providing their vendor network, their Rolodex, if you will, of those service providers. So we've been helping clients recently conduct some local seminars about seller seminars and having partners there talking about simple modifications they can make. There are different service providers out there working with agents that provide financial options where sellers can take loans out, if you will, not any cash out of pocket, but to get settled at closing. That's a great peace of mind opportunity from some people selling because,
Exactly.
money's tight for some people still, right? So the idea is that being an agent, there's more you do than just selling houses. It's getting the house ready to sell. It's pacifying the customer, giving them peace of mind that you've got everything controlled, let them focus on where they're going, that type of thing. So I think getting more people involved in the proposition to say, I got you covered, but here are all the things that I do before we put the sign in the ground. We all talk about staging today. Well, I expect that, right? I expect staging. So what do I do to get to staging? I got to declutter. I got to do things. So I think that we're evolving that messaging and giving more insights. And I think collectively, that's what we're able to do more effectively.
Yeah, and I think it's important to talk about it because some agents, they are so wrapped up in their everyday busy work that they are not open-minded enough to consider help like that, or to talk to their brokerages about creating certain programs like you are talking about. And my question about that is, with looking at the brokerage, what brokerage should be offering to their agents for them to be successful, and they are not offering it now?
I think brokerages offer a lot of tools and resources. I think that, we come down to how much time is in a day and what we can process and handle. I think that agents need to be comfortable with channels that they feel comfortable with, but at the same time, they have to push themselves. And when we think about that, often it's video they have to push themselves with.
Right.
And you don't need to be in a studio environment to do a great video. An iPhone is a Droid device can help you do that. You have a new platform
Yeah,
and
we have.
technology.
We
right?
definitely we
That-
are offering short 30-second video.
It's so important, right? And not just that, is we have to think about what are the factors in breaking down the barriers of resistance, because people don't pick up the telephone to call you anymore until they're ready to make that call. So we have to build storytelling, and it has to be sequential in messaging to get the confidence that someone's going to say, you know what, I want to bring you in and learn more about what you can do for me or what's going on in the market, because we need conversations. This is a conversation business for the agents. No one's going to call up and say, hey, I got a $2 million listing. Give me a contract, put 6% on it, take 2 years to sell it. That's not happening, unfortunately, right? So those are things I think that video can help storytelling, and it's better engagement. And I'm looking forward to doing more of that with you and with our clients.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm definitely looking forward to working with you again
Yeah,
in a
absolutely.
different capacity. But listen, we're going to be so successful, and our agents will be successful,
Absolutely.
and their clients will be happy. So it's all about the final consumer, who is the buyer and the seller, and to make the transaction smooth and easy.
Absolutely. We make our clients more successful and they make their clients happy. That's the selling proposition
That's
here.
exactly.
So,
Thank you so much,
thank you,
Brian.
Lucy.
It was
Good to be
so
with you.
great to see you. Cheers, everybody.
Bye now.